The Jamie Dyer Show.
Right, delighted to be joined via the telephone today, comedian Bridget Christie, who is performing in Brighton very soon, in fact this Friday, just for those who are not particularly familiar with your comedy, how would you describe it?
My comedy, I don't know, it's sort of silly, a bit political. I like talking about things that are sort of important to me. I don't sort of plan what I'm going to do from one year to the next, but it's normally about something that's happening in the world at the moment. So this show is kind of about trying to come to terms with quite an unstable world and trying to sort of still have fun while it seems like all around you it's falling apart. So yeah, it's that's what it is.
It's kind of a mishmash of things then, lots of different things, and obviously you're on tour at the moment. Obviously you must have a specific kind of set stories and things in mind, along with kind of the changing way of the show.
Yeah, it's not a mishmash really. It's always normally about politics or something like that, but in terms of how I try and perform it in sort of different ways, yeah. So the show is written and it's pretty much the same, it's the show that it is. It doesn't sort of tend to change from one date to another, Although I try and keep as up to date as I can be with what's happening. Yeah, so.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you're very busy going around the country. Do you find it difficult to kind of go on and do very similar show each time?
Do I find it hard doing the same show?
Yes.
That's what the job is, really. Yeah. So you write your show and then you sort of do it. Yeah. So no, it would be very difficult to do a different show every night. I'm not really sure how that would how it would be any good if you did that. But yeah, no, it's most people do write the show and then they do that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's, like an improvised show. There's a lot of shows that are improvised shows where they work with the audience. That's a different type of thing. But most stand-up sort of write their show and then they do that show. Yeah, they don't tend to do different shows with each date.
Well, it's always worth asking because some people find it quite difficult to do that. Obviously, you're coming to the Brighton Dome on the 18th of May. Have you been to that venue before?
Yes, I have. Yes, I was there last year, so that was really great fun. It's an amazing room. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
And that's part of the Brighton Festival. Do you think it's important to have festivals like that?
Yeah, I do. I think all art is really important. Festivals sometimes are really good for people who may not you can see a lot of different things in one place. So yeah, festivals are I think really important to society, as all art and culture is.
Obviously, once you've finished this tour, is there anything else that you're working on?
Yeah, I'm working on lots of different sort of things at the moment, different scripts for different things and ideas for radio and TV. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on. This show takes me up until Christmas as well. So yeah, pretty busy actually over the next few months. Yeah, so it's good.
I can well imagine. I mean, I'm here to talk about your stage show, but I need to ask about your stuff with TV. I mean, how did some of that come about? Like the special and things? Yeah,
well, the special was somebody... So the BBC recorded an hour's special and then they sold it to Netflix. A guy who was in charge of commissioning stand-up on Netflix, he came to see me in Edinburgh and then he bought the show, which was really, really amazing. It was very exciting for me for that to happen and really great to be able to have like a piece of work in its entirety, that wasn't sort of chopped up into 10-minute bits or whatever. So that was really amazing that happened. Yeah, so just obviously when I've finished touring this one, maybe see if I can get this one filmed and, see if anyone wants that. So, yeah, it's great.
Well, I think there's definitely, there's always a market after you've got one out there. And, as you say, hopefully you'll get this one filmed for future release. If people wanted to
Yeah,
find
let's
out,
hope so. Yeah.
people wanted to find out more about you, where would they need to go?
Well, just go to my website. If they just look up Bridget Christie, then all the columns that I've written for The Guardian and all the work that I've done, they're all on there. Or they could buy my book, or they could look at my gig list and come and see a gig, or listen to my radio series. They're available. All 3 series are available now. So, yeah, they can just look up my name and then go to my website and it'll all be there.
Well, yes, definitely. I mean, just quickly about your radio series, how did that come about? Do you find that difficult writing for radio? Because I've done that sort of thing myself, and it is quite difficult.
Yeah, well, you don't have anything else to fall back on visually, so you've got to really try and get everything across in your writing and performance, like how it sounds, like the way that you deliver things. And so it's a really good discipline to write for radio, because you just have to really focus on the writing aspect of it, obviously, because people can't see you, so you can't do funny walks or anything. And you have to be quite precise. So with a live stand-up show, it's much more fluid, and the routines can be much more naturalistic and more like how you speak normally in conversation, whereas with the radio you have to get to the point much quicker, and cut it all down a little bit. And it's just, you just do that by that was my third radio series, the one that just went out. So I'd written 2 series before, so I sort of learnt it the hard way, really. Yeah. So I think it's really important to, if you're doing stuff for radio, to try it out in front of live audiences as well, because then you can see what's landing properly. I always think that if you just write something and then record it, you don't always know what's funny about something. And I think audiences are a really brilliant barometer and a judge of what works and what doesn't. So that's always a good idea, if you can, to do that, to try things out in front of people. Yeah.
Well, yes, I think that is certainly something that needs to be done a little bit more. If people were a little bit... Well, it is true, though, isn't it, trying it out, because a lot of the material that goes onto radio, certainly more topical stuff, can't be tried out in front of audiences first.
Oh, yeah, not if it's been written the day before. Yeah.
Yeah. If people were a little bit unsure about coming to see you, how would you sell your show?
I can't. If people are unsure, then they shouldn't. I can't. I'm not going to beg people to come and see me. If they're unsure or suspicious, then then they're unsure or suspicious. But I can't. I'm not very good at selling myself. I'm like, this is what I do and this is who I am. I can't. I don't know what to say to you if you don't like me, because I'm me and I can't be different. It is what it is. It's weird. When I used to do Edinburgh shows, I always found it really excruciating to sort of fly my own show and say, come and see me, please. I can't. I don't want to force people to do things that they don't want to do. I'm very bad at self promotion. I can't. It's not something that I'm very good at. I can't try and convince someone to come if they're unsure. If they're unsure, then they're unsure, aren't they?
Well, that is true. Yes, that's very true. Thank you so much for coming on today. You're performing.
No problem.
You're performing at the Brighton Dome Concert Hall on Friday, the 18th of May. So thank you very much. As part of the Brighton Festival, thank you, Bridget, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. I will do. You too.
No
Thanks.
worries.
Bye.
The Jamie Dyer Show.